Yeah, in this game, I want to point out as well, ShoWTimE has, I think, out of all the non-Korean players, him and Cyril, probably the most even-tempered attitudes going into their games. Cyril strikes me as a person who's just very well-rounded, very introspective, very realistic with himself. So I don't think nerves are going to be as much of a factor, even though I think it is still fair to say that ShoWTimE is probably at the bottom tiers of the players that we have here.
Right, and to that point as well, it's that kind of well-roundedness and not being as much of an emotional or explosive player where you're just kind of relying on that stable skill set, which is a big part of like what created like this enigma of Cyril's talent and his success, is that there is no trick to his success. He is just playing extremely well. He's not relying on like rotating gimmick builds throughout the meta, and just you have to outplay him to beat him, which is why he doesn't lose. We're going to see as Oracle first come in for ShoWTimE, grabbing a couple of drones, getting a little bit of information. The Phoenix checking around the backside of the main as well, and trying to get a read on what Dark is going for in this match.
And since we're still early on in this game, I do want to remind everybody, and we heard the boys on the couch say this earlier as well, is that we did see Dark have a bumpy time here in GSL versus the World. I mean, that upset to a laser was pretty shocking, and Dark has been known to talk a lot of trash on the non-Korean players. Historically, of course, Korea has been more dominant in StarCraft than almost any nation's been in anything ever. And so,
pretty much.
So, to then see Dark lose in a pretty crazy upset to that, I'm very certain he wants to have a very strong closer here and continue to keep a reputation, or protect Korea's reputation as being the dominant nation. Since out of all the Koreans, he's the most likely one, probably, unless you're Artosis and says Rogue, he's the most likely one to take this this tournament this year.
Yeah, look at
that's a Korean, I should say.
Yeah, looking at the setup that we have for this game, it's the 3 Oracle opening, something that we saw pop up a good amount in this year towards the second half. And you get this ability to put on the pressure with the Oracles. You get this opportunity to grab these drones just to clean a little bit out of place. You can use those revelations, but also you have that the damage output on the defensive end when those Zerglings come into play is something to really consider, since Dark, he's flooding out a ton of Zerglings, really looking for a big cancellation, knock down this third base, and this is a huge moment for ShoWTimE. Has to control his units very carefully. +1 melee Zerglings can do a lot of damage. Upgrade's not done just yet. Force Field's in to protect the sentry, but the Zerglings get on top of him.
Really nice covering over here. Looks like these Lynx might be able to take out that last Zealot.